we expect the lineup to be the same options. Radko, we expect to play.
Okay, and Luosterainen, no?
No.
Okay. Looking at, you talked a little bit about learning a little more about the special teams from Vegas. Do you feel any more confident that you guys are moving in the right direction?
I liked our power play in Game 2 an awful lot, the pace of it. So I was real comfortable with our power play.
Front right.
Jameson, Panthers.com. Coach, Brandon just kind of took us through his whole baby adventure. Just as a dad, just what was it like watching him go through and that, just the team support?
Well, excitement, because we had a little excitement before we even left. We thought maybe it was going to happen, and then it happened toward the end of Game 1, and he got his frequent flyer miles in. But good that he was there for it. You know, these guys are strong. Monty's a physical specimen. He can handle a little fatigue, and I think it was just a good way for him to getting used to becoming a father, right? Or a mother, for that matter. Sleep debt is your life for the next 12 years. So he flew back and forth a couple times, was there for the birth, which was really a good thing to happen to him. And he missed the first drive home. We had a good laugh about that, but he'll be there for a lot of firsts.
Front left.
Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Can you confirm that Bob's starting tomorrow?
I can.
For you, how do you determine how quick, how much leash to give him, knowing that Alex Lyon has had some fantastic stretches for you?
Yeah, I think you guys have too much time on your hands. Or maybe there's just too many of you. Like, do you guys get together and divide up the question pie in the morning? Like, there's 60. Okay, so you got that question. You got screwed, by the way, on your question. Because, like, he was outstanding in Game 1. And he was as good as our team was in Game 2. And, like, 48 hours before that, you got Tkachuk and Bobrovsky. How are they going to divide the Conn Smythe? I don't know how they're going to do that. So, yeah, Sergei's going. I'm not mocking your question. I understand it. But it seems to me that things have gotten slightly more extreme. He was a pretty good goalie in Game 1, guys. Girls, too. Sorry.
Right side, second row.
Hey, Paul. Dave Dwork, the Hockey News and WPLG. I just asked.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Raise your hand. Get a flag. Would be good. Just saying. We're all trying to get better every day.
I just asked Brandon and Mark about this, but just in terms of the defense, you guys were lights out really during the Toronto series in Carolina. How do you get back to that?
Exactly. Get back to it, right? Like, I felt that in Game 1 there was offense there. It was kind of traded offense, both teams. And I think we were looking for that almost to a focus, and it's interesting, right? I think Boston, Carolina, Toronto are top 5 defensive teams in the NHL, right? But we got enough offense in those games. But the defensive part of our game was lacking, certainly, in Game 2.
Front right.
Kimmo Tanhuonpää, Finnish News Agency. Just a quick, can you give some insight to what's going on with Luosterainen? Is he coming back to the series?
He's injured. Okay. That's usually about the depth of detail you get this time of year. He's a good human.
Stay front right.
Tom Gallitti at NHL.com. I know you said that it was a defensive thing, but do you feel like you need to get more from your top players offensively? Barkov feels like he can do more. Tkachuk has had 3 10-minute misconducts. Do you need to get more out of your top guys in that way?
Yeah. Like more misconducts? I think he's got that covered pretty good. No, so I would say this. I think we won a series on 9 goals. So it's tough to score at this time of year. The more is a dangerous thing. I think as a team we need to be in a better position to win a game. I thought we were in Game 1. I thought for coming off the layoff to get through 2 periods, we're behind it a little in the, we didn't generate a lot of offense on our power play, which kind of skewed things. I think they had 11 power play shots, right? And we just didn't have, we had more shots shorthanded than we did on our power play. And that wasn't a time function. So I liked where our power play got to. I think I wouldn't include 2 individuals to say that we need to get more offensively. I'm not at all worried about that part of our game, because I don't think as an individual you change gears and create offense in a well-structured defensive game. I didn't answer your question very well. How about no? we're good.
We'll
Should've
take
gone with the first answer.
two more questions on the right side, fourth row.
Sergei Feldman, NHL.com International. Coach, other than good humanness, what do you miss from Luosterainen's game?
Well, he runs penalty kill. I can run him up and down the lineup, and he's a natural center iceman. So in Barkov's absence, we lost Sasha Barkov about 3 minutes into game 3 against Carolina. Luosterainen went in the middle in that hole, and we won the game. He is an important part of our penalty killing unit. And I think maybe the most is a real nice chemistry with Lundell and Reinhardt. So you would watch our previous round in the last 4 or 5 minutes of those games, I would run that line in D-zone faceoffs. Because I had two left-handed and one right-handed centerman. So we miss them, but everybody normally deals with 1 or 2 important players. There'll be a list for both teams at the end of this run, the 6 guys who need surgery, the 4 guys who need 3 weeks off. I mean, that's just a function of what will be 2 months of playoff hockey.
Last question, front left.
François Gagnon from RDS in Montreal. I would like to know, what was your relation with Sylvain Lefebvre? Why is he next to you behind the bench? There was a connection there before.
No,
Why
none.
did you decide to go with him?
So I was looking for something very specific. I've come in, and you will all be able to find me examples where I'm wrong in this, but for me, because I didn't play in the National Hockey League like you guys, I felt I needed an NHL defenseman on the bench, a guy who'd played the position. I can understand the 5-man structure, I understand the different D-zone coverages, that I get. But the small intricacies of, you have to have lived it in order to teach it, that specific part of the job, so I was looking for that. So it's the same way I kind of got to all the assistants. I'm looking for a guy, I call everybody that I know. And his name kept coming up. And that's how this whole thing starts, between people that he'd played with, guys like Adam Graves, who I trust those character opinions, people that have played for him. And then his name just came up. So, and it came up more than once. And I got a couple calls into me, hey, I hear you're looking for a guy, you should think about this guy. And then after that, it's a sit-down meeting. I had a very strong picture of what Bill thought he needed in terms of personality-wise to deal with the people that we had here. Now, we hadn't had Mark and we didn't have Josh here at that point in time. But in terms of the other important pieces that were already here, Bill thought that he needed this kind of guy. And he's been that. So we've got a blue line now that I'm going to say, I can't say that Mark Stahl's having a career because he scored 18 goals a few years ago, but in terms of what he's given us, he's been brilliant. Then I've got 2 or 3 guys. Clearly, Josh Mahura is, because he wasn't in the league basically last year, but I think I've got 3 other guys that are having career years, some of it's statistic. So he's done a marvelous job maximizing the potential of that group, and I think it's all personality-based. The last piece for me is how you run your back end when I'm on the front end, and after about Game 5, I stopped watching that. He runs the back end right. If he changes the matchup, he's right. He's not married to the matchup. He knows how to run a backhand, so I don't even look at that end. There's nights you go back there, what is he doing on the ice? You know, I just haven't had that moment with Sylvain at all this year.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Okay, guys.